In a quiet village nestled between green hills and flowing rivers, lived a man named Rafiq. He was known far and wide not for his wealth or achievements, but for something far more extraordinary. Rafiq was always smiling. No matter the season, no matter the storm, he carried the kind of peace in his eyes that people traveled from far away just to witness. Young children called him Uncle Smile, and elders often asked, Rafiq, what's your secret? What makes you so happy? He would only chuckle and say, it's simple, but you must find it yourself. One day, a weary traveler named Ion arrived in the village. He was tired of life. He had money, fame, a big house, and all the luxuries people dream of. But inside, he felt empty. Something was missing. He had heard rumors about Rafiq and his everlasting happiness, and came seeking the truth. He found Rafiq sitting by the river, feeding crumbs to the birds. Are you Rafiq? Ion asked. Rafiq smiled. Yes, my friend. Come, sit. The birds don't mind company. Ion sat beside him and asked directly, I've heard stories about you. They say you've found the secret to happiness. Please, tell me what it is. I've spent my life chasing joy and found nothing but silence. Rafiq looked at him deeply, his eyes kind and calm. Tell me, Ion, what have you tried so far? I've traveled the world, bought everything I ever wanted, thrown lavish parties, and earned respect and applause. But still, I feel hollow. Rafiq nodded. And what have you given? Ion paused. Given, yes. Happiness, my friend, is not something you chase. It's something you give. Ion looked confused. Rafiq continued. Do you see that old woman by the market who sells bread? Her husband passed away last winter. Every morning, I buy 2 loaves not because I need them, but because it helps her survive. That's my breakfast. He pointed to the school nearby, and that teacher who walks an hour every day. I fixed his bicycle last month without him asking. He didn't even know it was me. Then he picked up a small stone and tossed it into the river. We spend our lives throwing stones into the water, hoping they'll float. But happiness is like a ripple. You create it by touching others, and only then it returns to you. Ion sat quietly, eyes wide, heart slowly unfolding. Do something kind, Rafiq said softly, without expecting anything in return. Do it daily. You'll see what I mean. Ion stayed in the village for a week. He helped carry water for an old couple, taught local kids a few English words, repaired a neighbor's broken fence, and shared his food with a street dog. At the end of the week, something miraculous happened. He smiled. Not a forced smile. Not a polite one. A genuine, soul-deep smile he hadn't felt in years. Before leaving, Ion hugged Rafiq. I think I understand now. Rafiq chuckled. Good. But remember, happiness isn't a destination, it's a habit. The more you give it, the more it grows. Years passed, Ion's name became known not for business or power, but for compassion. Across towns and cities, he built homes for the homeless, created scholarships for underprivileged children, and started a foundation that served thousands. But despite all his work, he never once spoke on stages or appeared in magazines. His belief remained rooted in Rafiq's words, do something kind, without expecting anything in return. One winter, Ion received a letter handwritten from the same village he once visited long ago. It was from a child named Noor. Dear Ion Sahib, my name is Noor. I'm 12. My mother says you helped build the school I go to, and that's why I can read and write. She also said you once came here as a sad man and found happiness. I don't know what that means yet, but I want to meet you. Rafiq's uncle passed away last week. Before he died, he told me to find you and give you this. Love, Noor. Enclosed in the letter was a small, round stone, smooth, flat, and painted with the word ripple. Ion's heart ached. Rafiq was gone. The man who taught him the meaning of happiness had left the world, but not without leaving behind one final message. He traveled back to the village without telling anyone. The moment he arrived, children surrounded him with laughter. The village had changed. There was now a clinic, a library, and running water. All things Ion had helped fund, silently. But he didn't feel pride, only warmth, and a deeper longing to see the old man who started it all. He visited Rafik's grave under the Nime tree, where birds still chirped like old friends. Noor stood beside him, holding her mother's hand. He told me about you, Noor whispered. Said you were his best Ripple. Ion knelt by the grave and placed the painted stone there. He didn't speak, he didn't need to. The silence between them was filled with love. Later that evening, Noor asked, Do you miss him? Ion smiled softly. Every day. But I carry his secret now, and I'll pass it to you. How? She asked, eyes wide. Ion handed her a notebook. In here, write one kind thing you do every day. Doesn't have to be big. Just make someone smile. One smile a day. Promise. I promise. She beamed. And so, the secret of happiness found a new keeper. In the years that followed, Noor grew up to become a teacher. She taught children letters, numbers, and most importantly, in every classroom, she shared the story of Rafik and Ion, of a man who found joy not in taking, but in giving. One cold morning, an old man came to visit her school. He wore a plain coat, carried no camera, and had tired eyes. Noor noticed. He sat quietly in the back while the children laughed and learned after class. He approached her. I'm just a traveler, he said, looking for a reason to smile. Noor smiled and handed him a small painted stone. It read, Ripple, stay a while, she said. Let me tell you a story. And so the ripple moved again.